So what's next in terms of UFO disclosure? Well, Ross Coulthart says, watch Trump. What? Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, this is sure to be a controversial video, and I apologize if you don't want to hear anything about politics. Don't watch this video. I'm not going to get heavily political, fear not. But you can't not discuss the elephant in the room when you're talking about the elephant. So, yeah, here goes. This is what Ross says. Bryce Zabel and Ross are talking about upcoming events and disclosure and what to expect. And here are Ross's parting thoughts. There is some music playing, but it's very brief. So hopefully I won't get in trouble for that. If I do, I will have to read you the subtitles. It's very short.
Watch Donald Trump.
There you go. Watch Donald Trump in terms of what is to come, in terms of UFO disclosure. What does that mean? I don't know. This is, like I said, this is an uncomfortable video to make because of the inherent political nature of it. So there you go. What does he mean? I don't know. What do you guys think he means? Is Donald Trump going to release the UFO files? Are those the classified files that he's in trouble for? Oh, what is going on here? Is Donald Trump going to use this as a bargaining chip, saying, hey, if you don't get me out of this, I'm going to release the UFO files? Is that what he's talking about? Is he talking about something completely different? Donald Trump doesn't seem to be a UFO guy. Every comment he's ever made about UFOs seems to be poo-pooing it or saying, oh, well, there's an interesting side out there somewhere and there's a lot of interest involved in that, but I'm not going to talk about it beyond that. But my mind does go to this very interesting story about Haim Eshed. Former Israeli space security chief says ETs exist and Trump knows about it. And of course, this is an article from 2020, and I talked about it at the time. Yeah, a fascinating story. A former Israeli space security chief has sent eyebrows shooting heavenward by saying that Earthlings have been in contact with ETs from a galactic federation. The UFOs have asked not to publish that they are here. Humanity is not ready. Haim Eshed, former head of Israel's Defense Ministry's Space Directorate, told Israel's Yediot Aeronautic newspaper. I'm sure I said that perfectly fine. The interview in Hebrew ran on Friday and gained traction after parts were published in English by the Jerusalem Post on Tuesday. A respected professor and retired general, actually a brigadier general, Eshed said the aliens were equally curious about humanity and were seeking to understand the fabric of the universe. Eshed said cooperation agreements had been signed between species, including an underground base in the depths of Mars, where there are American astronauts and alien representatives. Okay, now I know that's going to sound crazy and out there to a lot of you, but I remind you of the Terry Lovelace story. And Terry Lovelace, his account was termed credible by none other than Lou Elizondo, and he and Terry have since gone on to become friends. Terry is, of course, a former veteran who was abducted aboard a giant UFO, larger on the inside than it was on the outside, and it was aboard this UFO that he saw U.S. servicemen and women actually acting as crew members aboard this giant UFO alongside non-human beings. And there are many accounts like this showing an involvement between the control group and beings aboard giant UFOs and also non-giant UFOs, and also taking part in alien abductions. And it seems like they have also gifted us some of these ships or helped us learn how to fly and maybe even build them. Certainly we are flying around in UFOs, or at least the control group is, and they are flying out in space on these giant UFOs. So why not theoretically Mars, right? So just throwing that out there for context. There, that sounds crazy and out there, but there is actually some grounding to this idea, right? And if there are beings out there, of course they have a bureaucracy. The beings work, the different races work together in some way. So why not a galactic federation, right? But here's the juicy part. Ashed added that President Donald Trump was aware of the ET's existence and had been on the verge of revealing information, but was asked not to in order to prevent mass hysteria. I almost find that harder to believe than the idea of a galactic federation, the idea that Trump would sit on this information. But Ashed goes on saying they have been waiting until today for humanity to develop and reach a stage where we will understand in general what space and spaceships are. And I have talked previously about what he may have meant by that, what they may have meant by that, about how the suns may be gateways, etc. So there is a pretext for Trump knowing about this stuff and potentially being on the verge of delivering it to the American people and, by extension, the people of the world. I think that is fascinating, and it would be so like him to try to take the limelight off of Biden. Yeah, Biden's got his interagency task force, and he's pushing legislation and stuff. Well, we can't have that. I've got these classified documents over here that has the proof of the Galactic Federation and our agreements with them, and I'm just going to release it. I don't know. What do you guys think? But historically, Trump has not been real pro-UFO. He does not seem to be a UFO guy, or else he has kept it very well hidden. Biden is, at least the people managing Biden are more pro-UFO. He's allied with the Clintons, who are definitely more pro-UFO. And, the Podesta and all those guys are very pro-UFO and pro-UFO disclosure. I mean, that's really how we found out about, Tom DeLonge and in the early days before TTSA was a thing, really. It was from the WikiLeaks, right? John Podesta and Tom DeLonge talking about UFOs. Where do I stand? I don't care. Whoever delivers disclosure is the one that delivers disclosure. I don't have a dog in that fight. If you care about my political beliefs at all, well, this is not the channel for that. If you want to know my general inclinations, I would say that I believe very strongly in the decentralization of power, be that big government or big business. I think that in the last few years, we have seen a lateral integration of business and government. We have seen the corruption of both to the detriment of the American people. And so I see the establishment as the enemy. And it has been growing ever and ever closer to being a true late-stage capitalistic situation. And if you know the stages of capitalism, you know that the final stage of capitalism isn't super groovy. Which is not to say that I'm anti-capitalist. I am very much in favor of a capitalism, but not necessarily late-stage capitalism, and certainly not a runaway government that is only growing bigger and more corrupt and integrating into these mega conglomerates that control so much of our world. So I'm anti-government, I'm anti-big business. Am I right? Am I left? I don't know. What do you guys think? But either way, I'm very much anti-establishment and I am pro-personal freedom. I believe the power should reside with the individual, not the government or the collective. But I don't look at any of this from a partisan point of view, and I guess that's really the point. I try to look at this as objectively as I can. I see good and bad on both sides of the aisle, things I agree with on both sides of the aisle. Do I think that one is more directionally correct than the other? Yes, I do. Would I love an outside party that, may resonate with more to come into the foreground of all of this? Yes, I think that would be great, but we live in a two-party system. what you gonna do? Okay, if you're still here and you haven't unsubscribed after that unexpected rant about anti-establishmentism, then thank you so much, and let me know what you guys think Ross Coulthart meant about Trump. Watching Donald Trump in terms of the next phase of UFO disclosure. Did he mean what Haim Eshed was talking about in 2020? That Trump knows about the Galactic Federation and was on the verge of revealing it then, but was talked out of it. But maybe now events have changed and now he is going to come out with this information. Or maybe he's simply talking about, more information about what is publicly known. The Nimitz, the Roosevelt, all those encounters investigated by ALSAP and ATIP, and now possibly Arrow if they're actually investigating anything. Does Trump have more insight or at least documents related to that he might be willing to share with the people? Is that what Ross Coulthart meant? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And again, thank you. If you're still here, please give me a big thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. And join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. There are plenty of other videos to check out on the channel. And I will see you guys next time. This has been Jack with Cosmic Road.